Hi, welcome to Brand Talk, and it's your favorite host, Ik Ojibe. Today we will be talking about fear and why it's a driving force for your business success. Okay, now this episode was actually inspired from the feedback I got from the last episode that is getting in now, and I just want to touch a bit of the last episode. In case you've not listened to the last episode, getting in now, I'd like you to go back and listen to it. It actually encourages you to take action and get into that business, into that sector, industry, whatever it is, do that job, send that proposal, whatever it is you want to do. The market isn't as saturated as you think it is. As big as Coca-Cola is, as big as Pepsi is, they're not serving everybody. There is still a gap that you can feel. As big as Amazon is, they are not serving everybody. There's still a gap, and even with some of the people they're serving, they still have some dissatisfied customers. So take on the opportunity of filling in that gap, and you will find that the market isn't really as saturated as you think it is. So listen to that episode, and then I would love to hear your comments and feedback on it. So after posting the last episode, getting in now, I got contacted by a listener who's also a friend of mine, and Chidima is her name. So Chidima, actually, I was really happy when I discussed with her, because she told me how encouraging it was listening to it. And I think I'm kind of like paraphrasing. She told me how she wished she had listened to this earlier before putting a pause on a business that she wanted to start up with a partner of hers. Now I'll try to go give you a little bit of feedback, a little bit of a history of our conversation, about the conversation and the business she wanted to start up. So when she was serving National Youth Service Corps, she had this idea with a colleague, a fellow corps member and a colleague, of course, and they wanted to set up this hair styling business. And the drive then, because it was in the COVID-19 era, they decided, okay, let's make it home service, let's make it a home service business. And they've had with the passion boiling and everything, they put themselves together and about to launch and all. Then they met an older person, someone they looked up to, like a boss and all, and she kind of like dampened their spirit, dampened their morale. She told them of how every lady already has a stylist, and people go to the salon, make their hair and all that. So basically telling them that the business they want to go into, the market is already saturated, so there was no need, they're bound to fail, basically. And that put some sort of fear into their drive and everything, and they said, okay, let's slow down a bit and maybe re-strategize and get a salon and do like every other person is doing. So in our conversation, I was really happy because I could hear I could listen, the excitement coming from her about listening to getting in now and all, and I was really, really happy. And in our conversation, it built in me, because she might have thought that I was just giving her value, but she was giving me value as well, because it made me understand the role of fear and how fear grips us a lot, especially when it comes to business and especially when it comes to starting any new project, whether it is you want to get married, whether it is you want to what is it called, send your CV for a job, whether it is you want to start up a new business, a new project, whatever it is you want to do. There's always a fear factor to that. So from our conversation, I got the inspiration for this particular episode. And I want to say shout out and thank you to Chidima, and I really appreciate that you always listen to the Brand Talk content, and I'm really happy that you're a big fan of ours, and all the best. I'm rooting for you, and I don't take it for granted. Thank you very much. So now let's talk about fear. Fear, it's not a bad thing. It's actually a human thing. So we should actually once in a while feel fear. It's a feeling and all. So according to the dictionary, fear is an unpleasant emotion caused by the threat of danger, pain, or harm. It is an unpleasant emotion caused by the threat of danger, pain, or harm. So it's this feeling that when you feel threatened that something might happen, especially something really bad. And like I said, it's not bad to feel fear. It's not bad. I only think that what happens is when you live in fear, that's when it gets into the negative side. It gets into the very bad side of it all. Because in my opinion, your fear should be your propelling force. Look at this. Because of the fear of contracting coronavirus, we're taking extra precaution, right? We're washing our hands, we're using hand sanitizers, we're getting vaccinations, we're wearing face or nose mask, whatever it is. We're social distancing when we go out. Well, it might not be so everywhere, but at least we're taking this precaution, right? Because of the fear of accident, when you're driving, you put on your seat belt, you make sure your papers. Then also because of the fear of being, if you're in Nigeria, being caught by road safety or VIO, you make sure that your papers are complete and stuff and all that, because before you get on the bad side of the law. Now, because of the fear of failing, a student spends hours reading, studying, doing whatever it is to come out with a good grade. Now, because of the fear of not getting a job, people make sure they put in their effort in school to come out with the good grades that actually get them good jobs. So you see, fear has always been a propelling force. I remember I was talking with a client of mine that she's building a project, a very massive project across Africa, and unfortunately I can't talk about the project because it's still in its beta phase and all, but I'm definitely going to talk about it once the project is launched. And in our conversation, she told me this is what she said, and this is what she said. Sometimes I ask myself, who sent me market? If you're in Nigeria, you definitely understand, or you are from Nigeria, you definitely understand what I mean by who sent me market. But she's basically asking who asked me to do this? Who asked me to take up this project? That's the fear factor talking. That's the fear factor talking. And it's good. And this is what I told her. The fact that this project gives you this shiver, the fact that it fears you, it's a good thing, because it is worth it. If it is not worth it, if your project, if your vision, if it doesn't keep you sleepless at night, if it doesn't give you this if there's this scary side, what if I fail? What if I lose? What if he breaks my heart? What if she breaks my heart? If there is no fear factor to this, it is not worth it. If it's something you can just easily slide in and then you figure everything out and then you come out, trust me, it's not worth it. At the end of the day, it usually is not worth it. Because I am yet to see anything of significance that was built by anybody that the fear aspect, the fear factor wasn't part of it. Now, like I said, you do not live in the fear. You make the fear a propelling force and you turn it into a motor that drives you to your destination. Now, I want you to think of it this way now. If the fear is not there, if the fear of making mistakes and then you make mistakes is not there, how do you become better? How do you create a better product? How do you create a better service? Think of Facebook back in 2005, right? 2006 versus Facebook today. Think of how it has progressed, how it has made improvements, how it has made its mistakes, its flip-flops and all, and today it's still progressing, it's still building on its mistake. Because, like it or not, especially when you're starting a new project, there are going to be mistakes, there are going to be flip-flops, there are going to be failures. A story was told of an inventor that failed 1,999 times and succeeded in the 1,000th try. It is part of life. It is part of life. It's funny. I was talking with a friend of mine a couple of days ago, and she was telling me how she cannot fall in love, and because of the fear of heartbreak and all. And I remember telling her, see, it's except you decide to be alone, to be by yourself, or I don't see anything wrong with that. If you want to be by yourself, if you want to be alone, there's nothing wrong with that. But if you decide to go into any form of relationship, be it your husband, boyfriend, whatever it is, you will chop breakfast. That is me saying you must collect heartbreak. You must collect heartbreak. Now the thing is, from each heartbreak, the first heartbreak is supposed to teach you something, so that the next time you're getting into a relationship with someone else, there are some things you need to okay, these are the things that happened the last time, let me take care of it this time. So you're improving. So it's like a product. From every mistake, from every mishap, you figure out, okay, yeah, this is the mistake, and then you improve on it. Now, I remember when we started Yomi Drop, our first ever test run, because we wanted to test run before we launched out in the market. Our first test run was a complete disaster. It was a complete disaster. The cake was just, it came out, it got to us just looking like something else. And from that, we figured out that, okay, it wasn't the box. It was because there was a lot of space. There was a lot of movement in the box. That was why we had to work on that mistake, work on that failure, and build in structures inside the box that ensures the cake is held up. And then when we did the next trial, we figured out that it actually worked. It absolutely worked. The cake got to the destination in pristine condition. Then we started thinking, okay, now the next thing is, now how do we make it more cooler? How do we introduce cooling effects, things that make the box become more cooler, especially for buttercream? And then we did that. So you see, it's always a building process. And I'm not saying that we've gotten it 100% right at Yomi Drop now. We're still learning from because we might have another order and it's a different sort of cake, and we figure out something, and then we must learn on that mistake. It's talking about Amazon, during the 90s. Amazon was founded in 94. During the 90s and the early 2000s, they struggled from so much orders that they're not even able to deliver orders to people and all. They were understaffed, a lot of things. In case you don't know, the Jeff Bezos you're hearing on the Amazon you're hearing today, it was started in 94, and the first time they made an annual profit was in 2003. It took them that long because they had to make mistakes, they had to lose a lot. But the point is this: those mistakes are the driving force. Now imagine if Jeff Bezos have felt after the first 10 mistakes, is like, oh man, I'm afraid this thing is going to fail and let me just quit. If Jeff Bezos had quit, then he would not be where he is today. If Elon Musk had quit with Tesla, then he would not be. Elon Musk started Tesla in 2003. I don't know how many of us were thinking about electric cars or electric whatever in 2003. And it was till 2020 that they made their first annual profit. That's 17 years in waiting. In fact, in 2019, they made a loss of $862 million, and in 2020 their profit was $721 million. So I can keep telling you stories over and over again, but I believe you get the point now. The fear is meant to be a driving force. It's part of the business strategy. It's actually what makes you become better. It's actually what makes you ensure that the product you're bringing to the market is not a mediocre product. And yeah, when starting a project, whether it's a relationship, whatever it is you want to start, be mindful of the people you share it with. Like I will always say, it's not because they are bad people. No, it's not because they are bad people. Most times, these guys say the things they say from a place of love, because they love us, they care about us too much that they want to protect us. But the truth is, you do not need protecting. You need to take that risk. You need to plunge out there. You need to leave the comfort zone. They want to keep us in the comfort zone. Your parents, whatever decision your parents is making and all, it's out of a place of love. They want you to be in a comfort zone. They do not want you to witness the dangers they witness. That's why some parents are fighting out. Imagine coming home to tell your dad or your mom that, okay, I finished school, I've got a nice grades, and I've got offers from international organizations, banks, and all that. But instead of doing that, I want to be a YouTuber. Are you mad? That's the thing that will run through their mind. Are you mad? What do you mean by YouTuber? What do you want to spend the first 2-3 years of your life still struggling when you can just get into the jobs, start earning money, and you're in a place where you're earning and then you're being promoted? But the thing is, like I said, it's from a place of love, and it's fine. It's all right. Let them keep your opinion to themselves. You know that for you to be who you want to be, for you to be the one to create the next generational wealth, you cannot do that from a place of comfort. You cannot do that from a place of safety. You have to plunge out there in the cold and take the risk. You have to digest the fear. You have to make the fear work for you, not work against you. So the fear is it's a propelling motor. It's what propels you to become better at whatever you're doing. It is what propels you to become better at your job, because it's the fear of being sacked, the fear of not being seen as an asset, the fear of not being promoted will make you put in the extra work, will make you take the extra courses, will make you do the things that add the more value in your organization that makes it that you are noticeable. So fear is a driving force. Make it your driving force. And I want to say a big shout out to everybody that is always showing up. That is what it's all about. From getting now to whatever I've been talking about is for you to keep showing up. Make the mistake, show up. Fail, show up. Keep showing up. Your consistency will pay. And learning from every mistake will ensure that your payday is coming faster, because you learn not to try the same thing next time. You try a different route. Everything is a demo project. It's not the main thing. Everything is a demo project. No matter how good it works, it's still a demo project. I'm still trying it out till I find something that is better. So the market is not saturated. There is a gap to be filled. And when you find that gap, stick to it. Make the mistakes. Have the fear. It's fine. Let it give you sleepless nights. Let it force you to open your laptop, go on the internet, and look out for ways that you can be better, ways that you can offer more value. Let fear be an asset for your business. Until the next time, I'm still Ik Ojibe, and remember, you can reach out to us on brandtokcommunity at gmail.com. Talk to us about your business fears, some of the things. If there's anything you want us to talk about, please talk to us about it, and we'll definitely talk about it. Or if you want us to, work with you in business strategy and all, please send a mail and a message to us, and we'll be happy to work with you on that project, on that business. I'll see you next time.